Have you ever watched a movie and felt actual goosebumps just because of how cool the main character is? Those moments where guys imagine themselves in the protagonist's shoes, and girls just want to be near a guy like that, let's be honest. Some guys probably want to be near him too. No judgment here, we've all seen Henry Cavill, when testosterone literally leaks through the screen. Pure grit, maximum masculinity. Filmmakers figured out a long time ago that every man's desire to feel unstoppable is a goldmine. Today, we're breaking down the 10 most testosterone-fueled movies in cinema history. But before we dive into the list, I have a quick favor. Please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and leave a comment. It really helps me grow this project and fight the YouTube algorithms. Let's get into it. Let's start with a legend. These days, the beat-em-up genre is a dying breed. Back in the 80s, every big star had a movie where they just punched everyone. Even Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson tried that path at the start of his career. But he quickly realized that joining a certain family and doing superhero blockbusters brings in way more cash than actually being a badass. But Jason Statham stayed true to his roots. You don't need to guess what a Statham movie is about just by looking at his face. You know someone's getting hit. He probably won't win an Oscar for it, because apparently beating people up isn't good. But Jason knows his strengths, and his strength is single-handedly lowering the crime rate in any country he visits. The Transporter is the quintessence of his career. Luc Besson needed a budget-friendly guy who could kick people from a spin, and Statham was that guy. There are 4 movies in the franchise, but if you value your time, just watch the first 2. It's pure distilled action.
His name was Fahak, but spelled with a PH, so it sounds like Fahak.
Next up is The Gentleman. In 2019, Matthew McConaughey realized that saying,
All right,
wasn't enough to pay the bills, so he decided to career pivot into botany. This movie doesn't just have one badass, everyone here has balls of steel. You don't need me to tell you how much this film influenced pop culture. Just look at the number of guys wearing checkered tracksuits on the streets after this came out. Guy Ritchie's message is clear. It doesn't matter how bad of a guy you are. What matters is that your socks match your tie while you're being beaten in an alley. In the end, we get a top-tier gangster flick with characters so charismatic you can rewatch it dozens of times. It's pure style, pure confidence, and pure masculinity. A few years earlier, Guy Ritchie released The Man from U.N.C.L.E. This is a movie where guys imagine themselves as elegant spies with flawless manners, and girls, well, they're just happy to see Cavill and Armie Hammer in the same frame. But let's be real. Any guy would trade places with Hammer just to have Cavill offer him that famous sandwich. Our Superman is so wide here, he barely fits into his perfectly tailored suits. It feels like the buttons on his jacket are the only real threat in this movie. If one popped off, it would probably kill the main villain, or, God forbid, Hammer himself. Maybe then he wouldn't have been canceled in Hollywood. It all would have ended right there on the set of U.N.C.L.E. Overall, it's a brilliant spy movie that more than deserves the 8th spot on our list. When we talk about Tom Cruise as Jack Reacher, the jokes write themselves. In the books, Reacher is a 6'5", 250-pound mountain of muscle. Tom Cruise, well, let's just say he relies on charisma. We aren't talking about the Alan Ritchson series today. In this movie, Reacher's true superpower isn't hand-to-hand combat. It's the cinematographer's ability to find angles that stop Tom from looking like the younger brother of the guys he's about to beat up. Reacher is the king of minimalism. No house, no phone, no luggage. Just a toothbrush in his pocket. It's every man's dream. No utility bills, no mortgage, and you never have to explain to your wife why you just bought a new graphics card. You just walk the highway, buy new clothes every 3 days, and throw the old ones away. Essentially, Reacher is an elite homeless man with special forces skills and perfect hair. The whole movie is basically a tutorial on how to break someone's nose without even taking your other hand out of your jacket pocket. The first film is a must-watch. The sequel is okay too, mostly because Tom hangs out with Cobie Smulders. Let's be honest, our entire generation of millennials is still in love with Robin from How I Met Your Mother. John Wick might not perfectly fit our usual vibe, but there's no way I can leave him out. This is the only movie where the level of on-screen violence is directly proportional to the main character's love for his puppy. In the first film, he was avenging a dog. By the fourth, it feels like he's ready to wipe out an entire country just because someone looked at a dog bowl the wrong way. It's officially the longest and bloodiest animal protection PSA in history. Wick is the only man alive who can commit genocide in the stationery department of an office supply store. We all love Keanu for being the kindest guy in Hollywood, which is probably why it's so satisfying to watch him break bones for his pets. And that top-down shot in the fourth movie? That's a direct nod to Hotline Miami, and it's hands down one of the best action sequences I've ever seen in my life. Do you know a man who can find people just by the sound of their breathing on a phone line? His name is Liam Neeson. This movie birthed so many memes, it would be a sin not to use them. But let's be honest, we guys just want that same level of confidence when we call our internet provider to complain about the speed. In just 96 hours, this dad manages to fly to a different country, wreck half of Paris, wipe out every bad guy, and find his daughter in a city of 2 million people. If you ever lose your house keys, call Neeson. He won't just find them, he'll make the lock apologize for hiding in the first place. Since Taken, Neeson has been stuck in an endless loop where something is always being stolen from him. They steal his daughter in Taken, his memory in Unknown, his plane in Nonstop, and even his train in The Commuter. He was well over 50 here, but he moves like his joints are made of titanium. No backflips, no fancy spin kicks. His fighting style is just a dad slap multiplied by 10. It's pure, brutal efficiency.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
The entire plot of Bourne is based on a guy who just wants to remember who he is. Imagine how short this movie would be in 2026. He wakes up on a boat, logs into his Google account, checks his search history, and says, okay. I'm a psychopathic killer who speaks fluent German and has a passion for stalking people. Better clear my browser history before the CIA catches on. The cinematography here is iconic. It feels like the cameraman is trying to film a movie while simultaneously running away from a grizzly bear. By the end, you get motion sickness even if you're watching from your couch. I swear, I had 3 epileptic seizures just editing this segment. Damon doesn't have Tom Cruise's flash or The Rock's biceps. He's just a guy in a gray jacket. The CIA uses satellites, neural networks, and elite teams, and they still can't find him in a crowd. It's the ultimate proof that being invisible is the best strategy in life. He's the patron saint of introverts, and his signature move? Calling the head of the CIA while standing in the building right across the street just to say, "You look tired, you should get some sleep." That is God-level trolling, a true master of competence. And we're back to Tom Cruise. It feels like the main villain of his life isn't some terrorist, but his own insurance agent. Half the budget probably goes to stuntmen who just stand around and smoke while Cruise does their entire job for them. Tom runs through streets, runs across rooftops, jumps off buildings, jumps out of planes, climbs onto planes, crashes motorcycles. That's basically 90% of every mission. Impossible movie. The mass technology in this franchise is designed to give the audience pure paranoia. By the 7th movie, you're just waiting for Tom Cruise to peel off a Tom Cruise mask, only to reveal Ethan Hunt, who peels off another mask, to reveal Tom Cruise again. It's an infinite cycle of rubber faces. But jokes aside, these are top-tier spy thrillers. They'll never go out of style as long as James Bond is around and Tom Cruise keeps finding new ways to almost die for our entertainment. Daniel Craig's Bond is the first 007 where we actually see the bruises, the dirt, and the blood. You look at him and think, man, you don't need to save the world. You need a week at a spa. His real superpower isn't gadgets. It's an impossibly high pain threshold. The relationship between Bond and M is a classic tale of a toxic workplace. She constantly tells him he's obsolete, calls him a dinosaur, and sends him on suicide missions. In return, he blows up her country house. And they do it all with immense respect and love. A true British family idol. And let's be honest, if you weren't jealous of Bond because of his girls, you were probably jealous of the girls. He's arguably the best representative of the genre, and we can only hope the next actor brings an equally powerful interpretation to the role. And finally, the #1 spot goes to The Equalizer. Not just because Denzel is one of my favorite actors, but because this is a masterclass in time management and the creative use of hardware store supplies. McCall's signature trait is his obsession with order. He doesn't just eliminate bad guys, he neatly arranges his tea bag, napkin, and book first. Honestly, if someone accidentally spilled coffee on the tablecloth during a fight, McCall would probably kill them, resurrect them, and then kill them again. If Liam Neeson is the tough dad, then Denzel is the wise philosopher grandpa who works as a guard, reads classic literature, and just happens to know how to break your arm in 5 different places. He always gives them a choice. Just apologize and return the money. But we all know they won't, otherwise the movie would be 5 minutes long. Denzel is so badass he doesn't even need to run. Unlike Tom Cruise, who's constantly sprinting, Denzel just walks into a room, locks the door, and gives you a look that makes you want to call the police on yourself. It's the ultimate movie in the genre. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. And if I missed your favorite movie, drop it in the comments below. Let's see what else belongs on this list. See you in the next one.